Yes, today we are discussing about sex talk in relationship. Is it good or bad? I've heard a lot of people, or many people, asking that question: sex talk, is it good in relationship or not? Some say it's good, while some say it's bad. So what is your take? Now I'm throwing the question to you: is sex talk good in a relationship or not? If it is good, I would like to see your comments in the comments box. If it is yes, you comment and then state your reasons. If it is no, also comment and state your reasons. I will appreciate it a lot if I see your contributions. Thank you. And please, if you have not subscribed to our channel, please do well to press the red button and click on like and comment, so that you'll be able to be receiving notifications on every videos we upload. Thank you. So today I want to talk about sex talk in a relationship. Now I'm saying that sex talk in a relationship is good, very good. Well, when I say relationship, it is not like dating, boyfriend and girlfriend. No, this topic is strictly for married couples. It is strictly for married couples. Please, if you're single out there, do not practice whatever we are doing, we are discussing here today, because this discussion is for married couples. Then if you're a single and you're listening to me and you're watching this video, it is advisable you learn ahead of time. And please, as you're learning, do not practice it with someone else's husband. Do not practice it with a boyfriend. Someone who is not your husband is not your husband. What I mean is that someone who has not paid your bride price, it is not your husband. And someone who you have not paid her bride price is not your wife. So having a sexual intercourse with a female or a male who is not your partner, who is not your spouse, is a sin. So please stay away from immorality, sexual immorality in quotes. And sexual immorality is expensive. Sin itself is expensive, but abstinence is cheap. Well, I'm not talking about that today. It is a topic for another day. I will discuss that in my next video. So according to research, I've come to realize that couples who have strong communication are more satisfied with their sex lives than those who does not discuss their sex life at all. What am I saying? Now, if you're a couple and your wife is not giving you what you want, okay, and your husband is not giving you what you want, please, instead of you to look for someone out there that will satisfy you, it is very advisable that you discuss it with your spouse. Communicate it with your spouse. Communication is the number one key. Communication is number one key. Please communicate with your spouse. Don't discuss it with your friend. Don't discuss it with your neighbor. Don't die in silence either. Discuss it with your spouse. So how do you discuss it? You don't discuss it making it look like a quarrel or a command. Okay? You have a way to discuss it with your spouse in order to make it look a bit communicative, not commanding or being aggressive towards it. No. I know we women sometimes we can be very, very annoying, because I've heard a lot of women say, my husband doesn't satisfy me on bed, and you keep saying it. Saying it out there does not solve the problem. Discussing it with your husband is the main key. Have you discussed it with your spouse? After discussing it, what did you come up with? Now, number one, timing. Timing is everything. Timing is everything. Do not discuss it when you're angry. Do not discuss it when the man is very tired. Probably he went to work and come back, and you start a topic. And the way you had sex with me last night, I don't like it. You're just doing it this way, doing it that way. And don't react towards it to him. You might be pushing him out. Have a way of discussing it with him. Okay? Know the perfect timing. That's why I said timing is everything. So it might seem natural to talk about sex just before or after you've had it. It's very, very natural to talk about sex maybe before or after you have it. It's nice to talk it when you're having it or after you had it. It's nice, but then know the perfect timing. Most times after having sex with your spouse, you notice that your spouse is tired. Even you'll be tired. So discussing it at that moment it won't bring any solution. Okay? And then if you have the perfect timing when you discuss it, it will make you vulnerable. What I mean is that if you don't discuss it at the peak of having sex, it will make you vulnerable. You can go out maybe when the intercourse have not come into play. Okay? Honey, please, there's something I want us to talk about, but actually I don't want us to discuss it here in our room, or you can discuss it in your room, but not the perfect timing. You can go out and to have some drinks, sit together and discuss it. To me, it's perfect time to have discussion. When you have quality time with your spouse, when you're having quality time with your spouse, you have that free time to discuss anything. Okay? So then and there, you can say, sweetheart, I've been longing to talk about this for a while now, but I didn't really know how to talk about it. But I think today or now is the perfect time. It's about our sex life. Don't you think it is good or it is better we do it this way or we do it this way? And you can also say, sweetheart, Where is your turning point? Where is your turning point? It is very, very important to know your spouse's turning point. You can tell your spouse, sweetheart, can I know your turning point? Where is that place that turns you on when we are having sex? Because I want us to enjoy the sex together. You know, it sounds nasty, but it's good. You see, in marriage, you don't have to hide anything. There is no secret in marriage. That is why God created Adam and Eve. Excuse me. God created Adam and Eve naked, okay? They were totally naked. Nothing to hide about. It was when they ate that particular food that God asked them not to eat that they knew that they were naked, and they started covering themselves. And that's when secret starts. But the foundation of marriage, there's no secret. God made marriage that two has become one. You have to know your spouse, and your spouse have to know you. Okay. So if there is anything you don't like about the sexual life, we are actually talking about our sexual life today. So if there is anything you don't love or you don't like while having sex with your spouse, talk it out with him. Talk it out with her. Know your spouse turning point. There's a particular button that you press in your spouse's body that turns him or her on. You know, as a couple, you should be able to know your spouse in and out. Yes, that's how it ought to be. God created husband and wife to be naked and not ashamed. Don't be ashamed. There is nothing to be ashamed of. There is nothing to be ashamed of. Be free with your spouse. Roll together. Enjoy it together. Flow together. You know your spouse's button. You know. Yes. I don't want to go wrong, or should I go wrong? Okay, let me say that some of us women, our main button is, I'm not talking about myself, but I'm just saying in general term, okay? Some is their clitoris, some is their nipple, some is their just kissing, you know. So as a husband, make sure you know your wife's button, where you press and she will go gaga. You know. And to some men, it can be their ear, their navel, kissing, smooshing, you know, their scrotum, at the tip of the penis. Never mind. That is it. Let's tell ourselves the truth. When you do these things, I bet you and your spouse will enjoy the sex. Let me tell you something. Sex is meant to be enjoyed, not endured. Yes, you ought to enjoy sex in marriage and not enjoy it. So if you know where you are not doing it right, if you know where your spouse is not doing it right, talk it out with him or her. If you know that you can talk it out being together in the same room, you can make time out. Like I have some couples that came to me to ask me some questions about marriage and all that, you know, especially their sexual life. A woman met me and was telling me some things about her marriage, and then the sexual aspect stepped in. So it was like, how do I handle it? My husband does not satisfy me. How do I handle it? I'm like, have you discussed with your husband? Have you let him know what he's not doing right? You know? And when you speak it, when you say it or discuss it with him, let him know that this is what you actually want, that is not doing right. Then I usually tell couples, as a couple, take time out, make time, go out and focus purely on your partner. Do you understand? Take time out, focus purely on your partner. When you go out, only you and your partner alone, you will not have to feel, I have to please my child, I have to please this person, I have to please that person. No, it's just the both of you. And that is why most times we women, when children comes in or start coming in, we feel so distracted. We focus our love on our children and forgetting that our husband is there. Our husband needs us as well. As you're pampering your baby, as you're pampering your child, as you're focusing on your baby and your child, as you're pouring all your love on him or her, don't forget that you have a bigger baby in the house, which is your husband. Yes, men are babies. They need to be pampered. They need to be loved. As you're pouring that love on your child, also pour your love on your husband. He's a big baby. After all, he was your first baby before other babies started coming in. Okay, don't make an excuse. I have a child. My baby is taking most of my time. I don't have time. No. Yes, if you don't have time, when you go out and focus purely on your partner, you will not think of your baby. Take those babies to your grandparents, to their grandparents, either your mother or your father, or your mother-in-law, your father-in-law. Take them somewhere rather, and go and enjoy your spouse. Enjoy that thing that God created between man and woman. Yes, it is for you to enjoy. It's not there for fancy. So, when you focus on your spouse purely, without thinking of how to please this person or that person, it reduces performance anxiety. And you know, that is transformational. So that is what it's all about in timing. Okay. So another point is be clear and explain. Be clear and explain. What do I mean to be clear and explain? So when you are discussing it with your husband or with your wife, when you are communicating with your wife or your husband, be clear and explain. For instance, if you're not in the mood to have sex, don't try to push your wife away or your husband away by your spouse is coming to touch you, you know, and you're shifting yourself, moving your body. No. To you will be like, he's supposed to understand now. I've been busy since morning. I'm tired. He's supposed to understand now. I just gave birth now. Or the man will say she's supposed to understand. I've been busy since morning. I'm just tired. I'm just coming back from work. No, your partner is not a mind reader. She is not a mind reader, and he is not a mind reader either. It is only when you explain to him or her, he will understand. Like, okay, I understand. I see reasons why you don't want it now. Okay, we are all human. If you don't explain, if you're not clear and you don't explain, my dear, you're not doing the right thing. And what you're doing is you're gradually pushing him or her outside to go and look for where she'll be satisfied. Any little attention she or he gets out there, you will lose your husband or your wife. And this is the reason why most marriages are divorcing these days. Have you noticed that there are a lot of divorces? When you look at it very well, it is sex issue. They won't say it. They won't say it. Yes, domestic violence is there and other things. But you see the sex issue of a thing. A lot of women, especially, are dying in silence. A lot of women are dying in silence. They don't even know what orgasm is all about. They've never experienced orgasm before. I know what it looks like. As a woman, I know men will not really understand what it feels to get to orgasm. Because then, they once they enter and dig the thing and they come, they are okay. But women need to get to orgasm. Please, I want to beg you, as a husband, as a man out there, try to satisfy your wife in bed. Don't be that kind of man that will just come, Mami Yabo. Sorry. Don't be that kind of husband that will just come and tap your wife. Hey, Mama Kechi, come here. You will not even say anything. You will drag the leg open and you insert. How about now? She's not a sex machine. She's a human. Make out time to have a foreplay. Have a foreplay before you enter into the main thing. Smooch. Romance. Kiss. Make the atmosphere ready. Put a blues. Have a wine on the table. Drink together and put yourself in the mood. Don't just drag a woman into it. No. You're killing that woman. I am telling you. When you see a woman who is sexually satisfied in her marriage, you will know. I bet you will know. That woman radiates. She always looks shiny, happy. And she always have confidence. Check that woman who is always depressed, who is always not smiling. Something is eating her up that she cannot really discuss with anyone, and she's dying silent. Probably she has discussed it with you as a husband, and you are looking at her as a prostitute. No, she is your prostitute. Yes, let your wife be your prostitute, and let your husband be your prostitute. You are married and enjoy it. This is what side chick gives to men out there that makes them to not want to come back home. And this is what side hen or whatever men out there gives to all these sugar mummies. Those young girls, if you see married women dating young boys, young guys. Why? Just to get that satisfaction that they need, that the husband is not giving them. So if a woman is not sexually satisfied, it makes her feel depressed. It makes her worn out. You will see wrinkles on her face. Yes. And you think old age is coming. No, it's not old age. Oh. It is not. There are some certain things she's not enjoying that she can't say. So please be a loving husband. Be a loving wife. Be a loving spouse. Understand your wife. Understand your husband. Know their turning point. Be clear and explain. Like when I gave birth, actually. So my husband was like, this, that, this. I called him. I had to explain things to him. See, I make instances. I brought instances, using himself as an instance, using some things as an instance to make him understand that this is how I feel. It is not that I want to deprive you from having sex with me. But see. Honestly, after I can't forget that day. After explaining it to him, he come back to himself, to his senses. Like, he was like, wow. Thank you, baby, for opening up. Thank you for opening up for telling me all this. I didn't really see it this way. I was thinking the other way around. But now I've seen reason. I will not bother you again until when you're ready. That is what marriage is all about. Understanding. You will be clear and explain. And you will understand. He can't read your mind. She can't read your mind. Like I said earlier, your spouse is not a mind reader. Until you are clear and explain, they won't understand. And the last one is be positive and not critical. Be positive, not critical. When you're talking about it, when you're discussing it with him, don't be critical. Be positive. Find a way to table it to him or her. Don't say, I feel bad the way you handle me. No. You can say, no, I'm sorry. Don't say you make me feel bad the way you handle me, or you make me feel bad the way we're having sex. No. Rather say, I feel this way. Why don't you do it this way to make us feel better? Do you understand? And don't say you disgust me by doing this. No. You can say, I don't really feel okay with the way you do it. Or don't you think we should do it this way? Don't you think when we do it this way, it will be better? Do you understand? Be positive, don't be critical. And one thing I want to drop before concluding this, in conclusion of this topic, I want to say, please, as a woman, as a man, before you get married, if you're not married and you're listening to me and you're watching me, please don't marry because others are getting married. Don't marry because all your friends are married. Don't marry out of pressure. Your parents are pressurizing you or peer pressure. No. Marry your best friend. Marry your friend. I see some ladies, when a guy will come and propose to them, they will tell the guy, you're just like my friend now. Or let us just be friends. Are you kidding? Like, seriously, are you kidding me? So you prefer to marry a stranger than your friend? You enjoy your marriage more when you marry your friend. Yes. And if you're already married and you're listening to me and you're watching me, please make your spouse your friend. If your spouse is not yet your friend, please make him or her your best friend, so that you can be able to discuss anything with him or her. Make him or her your gist partner. Find something to gist about. Don't make your home a dull home. So that is it for today. And please, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Okay? Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. If you have not subscribed and you're watching me right now and you're listening to me right now, please do well to click on the red button and then click like and then leave a comment. Thank you so much and see you next time. Cheers.